guys, welcome to today's video. I'm going to be showing you how to make a lot of gold, and when I say a lot, I mean a serious amount of gold. As you can see, I'm gonna show you some gold I've made. So that's about one gold of 100 million there, and I've got some more in my stash. I've got about 74 million right now, and I've got a lot of crate kits which become like over 1 million each. So I've got 73 of them right here. As you can see, it's an insane amount of gold, and I'm also selling the Halloween ghost set from 2014. If I go here, you will see that I have the ghost set as well that I'm selling at the moment for about 140 million. I'm usually not farming, so I don't bother with too much stats at the moment. I'm just worried about how to make a lot of gold. So as you can see, there's like over 300 or 400 million gold just on this character at the moment, and I've got some more on my other characters as well. But I just wanted to show you this to you guys to understand how good this guide is, so you can learn exactly how you can make this much gold. The guide that I'm about to show you is timeless. I've personally used this for over a year, and it has helped me get through to where I am today. So I've made a written guide in the Arcane Legend forum, which I'll show you right now. If you write Arcane Legend forum on Google, it'll bring you to this page. You can go to Arcane Legend, new player section, Handsumlegend's ultimate guide to merching. So I want to go through this, and I will summarize what I've said, so you don't have to read all of this unless you don't want to. But basically, I think merching, the concept of merching is to buy something for a low price and sell it for a higher price. And how much higher you can sell depends on you and the item and the time. Of course, there are tons of factors that depend on the price of the item. So personally, in my experience of merching, I've merged in Arcane Legend for two years, and this page pretty much summarizes a majority of the stuff I learned in my experience. So the first thing I think you should do is have at least over 500 K gold to merge. To make that gold, you can look up, you can run events and ask your guild and players in Arcane Legend how to make that much gold. Usually they'll tell you to just play events and level up and just stuff like that, and do quests and farm in graveyards and mausoleum and stuff like that, and farming locked as well, which is not as profitable as it used to be. So I think the first step to merching is being patient. People won't wanna buy stuff you have all the time, because not everyone is looking for the stuff you're selling. So clearly don't give away stuff just because you can't be bothered to find someone who will pay a higher amount of gold. Okay, so always look out for that. Don't give away stuff. Don't get impatient. If you feel like you're impatient, that means you don't have enough gold, and that's why you feel that way. So what you need to do is buy stuff that are cheaper rather than more expensive and merge those. The second thing I can say is being calm. Some people will like offer you 500K for something that's worth 10 million. Okay, don't get angry, just tell them no thanks and move on. Secondly, social. To be successful in merching, you need to make connections, be good friends with farmers in the game and merchants, and let them know the stuff you buy, and if they have more, you will buy them from again for a reasonable price. You don't want to give them too much or too little. Otherwise, then they won't want to sell you the stuff. If you have a lot of stuff to sell, that means other people, other potential buyers will ask you for stuff that you are not even advertising. Uh, then is obviously being reasonable, and that's with the prices. Sometimes you can buy stuff from other merchants who will sell stuff first faster. They want to sell stuff faster, so they don't want to take too much time. So sometimes they will sell stuff for a lower price, so you can buy stuff from them and sell it for a higher price if you're patient. And thirdly is memory. Sometimes when you spend a lot of times in towns, you will see that there are people who are always selling a specific stuff or looking for stuff, and this goes on for a few days, even up to a week. So if you can remember who was selling what and who was buying what, you can talk to them and connect them up, and they'll be happy. Even if they don't give you any gold, they will know that you're a good person and they can count on you. Furthermore, the benefit of that is you can just buy the stuff from them and sell it to the other person if they're not, together. They don't come online at the same time. And if the other person already bought, you can just try sell it to someone else as well. Another important thing I would recommend is when you merge for a while, you need to start developing your own strategy of making your gold. When there was level 56 was the highest level, now it is 71. I used to get ruin steel flame daggers. I used to put 3 excellent finest jewel and sell them for a lot higher. I used to make like 100k profit pretty much every day because putting jewels on them is to sell for a lot more than other stuff. Now this was a strategy that not everyone knew and used, and that's why I could make a lot of profit with this. This is same goes with stuff. You just find stuff the more you play, and this way you can make profit constantly by learning the system, seeing what's rare, what other people aren't doing but works really well, and that's how I made a lot of gold. This is legit. This is not hacking or scamming anyone. You just have a good understanding of how the game works and how the market works, and you use that to make gold. You cannot get banned for something like this because you're not doing anything illegal. There's another noble shatter strategy that I used to do, but I'm not sure if that works at the moment, but feel free to try it. Now, the rules of merging. So these are my personal experiences, what I can say, and these are absolute facts of merging that I learned myself. The first one, the first rule to remember is you're merging to make gold. And the reason you're doing that is to make even more gold. The reason you do that is because the reason I state this is because sometimes people will get attached to vanities and they won't want to sell it even when someone gets more offer. Remember, you can buy them again, okay? So live a life of no regret. Second rule, always carry gold with you. You never know when people are gonna give you good offers. Most of the profit I made just comes from luck, being at the right place at the right time, and that will work for you as well. The more time you spend in places like Paradise Pier, Expedition Camp, Chancellor of Light, these are some of the most places where there'll be a lot of people buying the high-end gear. The other thing to consider is setting a minimum profit you want to make from a specific item. So let's say you buy something for 100k, your minimum profit you want to make from that is 10k, and the maximum profit you want to make is 15k. So if you buy something for 100k, you want to be able to sell that item for 110 to 150k. And it's good to have a set amount of time. So you want to think about how long it might take you to sell that item and whether that's worth it or not. Another thing you can do is when people ask how much something is, tell them your maximum price. Usually people wanna buy your price immediately, but as a good merchant, you should always tell your price first for what item you're selling. The items you're buying, you don't want to offer first. You just want to hear what the other person has to say and then make a decision. Of course, to learn the prices, you need to be able to know the prices, and what you do is check for the items often in auction and see how much people are selling them. You can ask your guild, sometimes you can ask me, and if I know, I can tell you as well. A lot of the times I do know the prices, so feel free to ask me if I'm online. I'll do my best to help you out to make sure you don't get scammed. Sometimes you can milk people, which is really playing dirty, and I don't do often. I usually try to be fair to everyone as much as possible. But if you sometimes find out that someone wants to buy an item really badly, but they want to make a good deal, you can kind of force them to give you the amount you want by not giving in, by not playing their game. Just pretend like you're not that interested in selling for any price other than what you offer them. If you actually beat number 4, you will see what this actually says. Right here, I'll highlight this, and you can pause this video and check that out. Number 5, always keep a record of what you're merching, so stuff you're selling and stuff you're buying, and this way you can keep track of how much profit you're making, how much losses you're making. As you can see, I personally use this Arcane Legend forum thread because a lot of the stuff I sell, or when I started selling, are expensive stuff, and I wanted to keep a track of them. As you can see, I've made this thread last August, which is exactly so I've had this thread for a year and 5 days. So as you can see, I've because I knew this was going to be such a long thread, I told people to send me a PM through forum or message me in game, and I've done a thing of the stuff that I'm currently selling. As you can see, I'm selling the LB Halloween Ghost set for 140 million, and I set them by vanity, arcane set, mythic, legendary, housing, and stuff like this, so people can find stuff that they're looking for easier, because there are so much stuff, as you can see. And yeah, so these are all the stuff I'm selling at the moment. I have a price for them, so people can get a reference as to how much I ideally want for each of my item. And they can offer. I usually stick to the prices, but sometimes I do bend the rules a little bit. And these are the stuff I sold. So as you can see, this is set 136 million, average set 42, leper banner 42. Although leper banner is worth about 120 million now. I've sold this a long time ago, like a year ago. So as you can see, the price has changed a lot. Arcane Artifact, 28% movement. I've sold that for 45 million. Although at the moment it's worth like 20 million because now there are better movement gears. Level 66 daggers. I've sold a lot of average set, a lot of venoms. lot of crucial vanity sets, Blackbeards, Cryostar weapons. I've sent a lot of nightmare gear from last expansion because and a lot of artifacts as well and nightmare gears. The arcane weapons like nightmare hood and sorry, the arcane 66 stuff. As you can see, there's a ridiculous amount of stuff here that I've sold over the years and kept track of just to see. Over the years, I estimated that there is more than 1 billion worth of stuff that I've actually sold. And obviously, I've spent a lot of the money on awakening and buying gears, and sometimes I do make losses and stuff and use Lexus and eggs. I have like all the mythic eggs, all the legendary eggs, all epic eggs, pretty much all the vanities for all of the classes except for the LB, the leaderboard vanities, which are worth a lot, but I do have few of them as you saw. And I have like tons of non-tradable event banners which cost like a lot of gold. Some cost me even like 70 mil just to get one banner. So as you can see, like this is the stuff that I normally like to use, and I keep it updated so people know to use them and check here, and I let them know even if I don't have something available at the moment to let them PM me, because I might actually have and just haven't put them here. Going back to merching, utilize events of course. 6, sorry. Be careful when trading, don't get scammed, don't cheat. Do remember, and I want to emphasize this, all of your hard work means nothing if you're banned. So please play fair and don't do anything that I personally wouldn't do. Don't be tempted to buy anything for real life gold. You will get scammed 100%, and if you don't get scammed and it does someone actually gives you the account or gold or whatever, the Space Time Studios who make this game will know. They know pretty much everything. In my experience, so many people think they're not gonna get caught. They do, and they do get banned. The reason I've had this much gold and never been banned is because I play fair and I respect the developers who put their heart and soul into this game to make sure this is the best game they can make, to make sure it's as fun as possible. So please make sure you don't cheat or anything. As you can see, know your audience. Different places will have different stuff that people buy. For example, Paradise Pier is the most common place people will buy leprechaun pendant. Sometimes they will sell in Expedition Camp, but it's very rare for higher level players in Chancel of Light and Fang Dungeon to actually buy a leper, because the chances are they bought one already when they were either at Paradise Pier or Traders Outpost. These are different towns, by the way. So things to consider is also, these are just some things to consider. Utilize events is the best time to buy items just before an event starts, because a lot of people want gold to buy the new stuff that come out on events. So if you save up gold and buy stuff then, you can get stuff for really cheap and sell them after the event, usually 2-3 weeks after the event, and the prices shoot up quite a bit. 9, don't hold stuff for more than 2 months. You want to make profit fast. But if you have a lot of gold like me, you can invest in stuff. Going back to the game, as you can see, I have hoarded this crate keys here. I've hoarded the crate keys here. I bought this when they were 400k each, which was 1 month ago, maybe even less. Now if I look 50 key here in auction, you can see that's about 80%, 70% profit already on an investment. So that is a good investment. Always invest in crate case because the prices go up really fast. They only come out 2-3 times a year, and I tend to buy as much as I can. I haven't bought as much as I wanted to this time, but I still got quite a bit, so I'm happy with that. Number 10, don't get attached to items. Remember, they're means for you to get more gold. You don't need to show off just yet. Make sure you have quite a bit before you start showing up. 11, always read weekly guide, as they can help you decide which items will rise or drop in price before anyone else. And the way you can do that is by going to Arcane Legend forum and reading the AL announcements. I'm in Australia, Melbourne right now, so every week it comes, the time for me is 6:30 a.m. on a Friday morning. So if you type in Friday 6:30 a.m. to your city, then it should tell you what time it is that announcement come. As soon as you read it, it really provides you with important information that can actually help you decide which items to buy and sell to maximize your profit. When I was in last year, when Awakening first came out for Arcane Ring, I bought about 10 Arcane Ring for 1 million each, and I sold them in the same night. As soon as I saw it that Ring Awakening was coming and Arcane Ring was the only ring, I bought 10 of them, sold each of them for 2.5 million each. So I've made about 15 million profit in less than 2 hours just by looking at forum. So if you're able to utilize this and be smart about it, you can make an insane amount of gold in a very short amount of time. And I've been doing this for a year now, so that's why I've managed to get a lot of gold by merching as well. And sometimes you will see, if you check auction often, you'll see sometimes players sell stuff that are worth a lot for not a lot of gold. For example, this artifact was only listed for 2 million when they were being listed for 14 million. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I didn't show you some action like moving and farming and stuff like that, but I felt like this was so important that you guys really needed to see. I can say with no doubt that this is one of the best merchant guide online for Arcane Legend at the moment, and probably in the future, because the way this is designed is for it to be timeless. I wrote this a year ago, and to this day I still use this guide and has worked extremely well. Thank you so much guys for watching. I really hope this helps for you to become rich. Remember, it's all about investing the time and effort and being smart by looking up the prices and predicting how the future market is going to be like. I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me.